Morning, everybody. 'Tis the season for our annual visit to get your car ready for the winter months. And yeah, Mother Nature, the temperatures have changed the past few days, so that means winter tires back here at Eccles in Dundas. My boy Scott, good to see you, pal.
Good to see you as well.
We're always trying to come up with new stuff and new content and new things to talk about when it's surrounding around winter tires.
Yes.
And there's something that you're doing before you put the tire on the car, balancing.
Yeah, we balance every set of seasonal tires that we put on. I think most people don't realize that while driving your vehicle, you could hit a pothole or a heavy curb and it'll put the tire out of balance. So we make sure that they're in balance so you don't have to come back with a vibration.
So this system can detect if it's unbalanced or not. So right now when we're looking at this.
Yeah, so this one is determined that this tire in the rim would need 1 ounce of weight on the outside, so it would go down the road smooth for you.
So you put an ounce of weight on that side?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we can close that back up and then we'll check it again to see if it's balanced?
Yeah, and hopefully I did my job right.
Oh, okay. Well, pressure's on there,
yeah.
Scatty boy. Are we into winter tire season yet?
Yeah, the weather's starting to change, so we got 2 OKs there, so we're good.
So we're good to go.
The suggestion is usually once the average temperature is around 7 degrees, which I feel like we're in around now, so we're getting busy. Also, winter tires are good for cold and wet roads as well.
Right.
So it's not just snow and ice. These tires will grip the roads we have today better than your regular tire.
Why should people be bringing and changing the winter tires? Maybe not themselves, but for a spot like Eccles to do it.
Yeah. So for us,
go ahead.
yeah. Well, here we go, Christopher.
There's just more than just putting your tires on, like we just saw with balancing right there, right?
Yeah. So every set of tires we balance before we put on. That way we make sure that you have a nice, comfortable ride. But we also check all your brakes.
Okay. So before this tire goes on, you're keeping an eye just to see if there's the brake pads, anything like that?
Yep, we measure all your brake pad wear, so we make sure that not only do you have brake left, are any of the components seized, do they all still move, operate the way they're supposed to. We also check important suspension and safety components, so your tire head ends, ball joints. And the other thing we do at our shop is we check all your levels, so your oil level, your wiper blades, we even check your battery. So all included with your seasonal tire change to make sure that our customers are always best prepared for winter.
Chris is going to put this on for us. Where's that little doohickey you had, Chris, to check the tread? You got that tread? That's right there. So what's this there, Scott?
So that's a tread depth gauge. So tires come with a certain amount of tread on them, and at some point people know that
Can I stick that in there?
yeah, they're wore out. There is the old dime method that some people know, where if you put a dime in it, if it's at the head, it's good. If it's below, it's wore out. So we measure all the tires coming out.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're at 9/32 of an inch. Typically a winter tire, you want to see more than 3 or 4 30 seconds in order to give you proper grip.
Rumors about tire shortages. Have you seen any of that?
We have been told by our suppliers that we should expect some shortages. Currently, when we talk to customers and they give us go ahead on something, even if it's going to be in November or December, we order them right away so that we're hopefully avoiding that. We've seen it before when Quebec made winter tires mandatory. They pulled all the stock out of Ontario and it became very difficult to find.
So again, that's another point to not to be waiting till that big snowstorm like everybody does, especially this year. Okay. Well, Chris, we'll put the rest of these tires on. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Jeffy about some other things about getting your car ready for the winter months. And this also leads into alignments.
Yes.
We're balancing tires, but some other things along the road. Alignments is another thing we'll do at Eccles in Dundas on Morning Live.
I'll keep your eyes on the road, you hand upon the wheel.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Eccles in Dundas. In our first segment, we were talking about balancing tires, getting ready for the winter season. Now we're still staying on tires, but getting into the alignment. Back with Scott Eccles. Oh, in your fancy new space. I guess it's not that new, but we've never been over here.
No, this is the first time you guys have been here. So we've been in this building since March of 2019. We had moved from up the road down here, and we have 4 guys working out here, 6 bays and an alignment rack, so it's pretty happening.
So on top of the 3 bays that you got to go over there, and this time of the year with the changing tires and doing alignments. So
yes.
What is an alignment?
So alignment is making sure that basically the suspension, your tires, are going down the road as designed. So they make you go down the road straight. You don't have a pull left or right. And typically, we recommend getting them at least checked once a year.
Okay, so Dave has been doing alignments for how long?
32 years, something like that, yeah.
Now this machine that it's on, like we just rolled the car ahead. So what is that doing by just rolling it ahead like that?
So the heads that are on the tires here essentially are being looked at by lasers off the alignment machine, and it is sending information as we roll it as to specific alignment angles. So whether or not the toe is in or out, which is the wheel facing in or out, and it'll tell us in a real quick fashion whether or not you have an alignment issue or not.
So could you feel that if you're behind the wheel? Like what would be some signs that your alignment might be out?
Yeah,
if you're driving down the highway.
Typical alignment issues that a customer would feel while driving would mostly be a pull, where the vehicle, when you let go of the wheel, does it go left, does it go right on its own?
Because it should be just staying straight.
It should stay pretty straight,
At zero.
Yeah.
Now, I guess highways are kind of sloped a little bit.
Yeah, so all roads have a thing called road crown. So the center of the road is higher than the outside. That is to get rid of water. So even in the alignment specifications for each vehicle, it is designed to help combat that so that your car doesn't always want to go right.
Speaking of cars, this is a good-looking vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice, Tim.
Whose car is this? Dave, thumbs up, thumbs down. We'll know in a second here. Because we're getting into, you had mentioned, so this is an EV, electric vehicle. And we had talked about tires and the importance of getting the proper tire on the proper car.
Yes.
On electric vehicles.
So with electric vehicles, one of the things that consumers should be aware of, as silly as it sounds because there is no engine to create noise and help deaden tire noise, is that you always want to put a premium tire on, something with low rolling resistance or a low tire noise, because there's no longer any other noise around you to help take up that noise. So all you'll end up hearing is tires, and it can be quite annoying.
Okay. So finding those proper.
So, and that doesn't mean spending more money on a tire, like a specific EV tire. It's just always going with a premium brand.
Okay. But this is all kind of part of service that you would offer, right?
Yeah, so for the most part, we try to, especially with tires, we try to figure out what your budget is, and what kind of vehicle you're driving, and what's your commute like, and try to give you some options that will best fit you.
Okay. We'll take a break. When we come back, maybe we'll go back across the street and talk to Jeff, who's been with you. How long has Jeff been with you for?
Jeff has been with us since the beginning of Eccles Auto Service, so 1984.
1984. Yeah. Well, it's great to see Jeff, and he's going to talk about, there's so many safety features within your vehicle when it comes to winter stuff that you might not even know that there. We'll go and highlight some of those, and then maybe we'll get into the EV world and the benefits of it, but you still need to service these vehicles too. When we come back to Eccles Auto in Dundas on Morning Live. Jeff, don't back up! I'm here! Don't! Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Eccles in Dundas. Getting your car ready for winter maintenance season, but also there's so many safety elements within the car because the technologies have really kind of improved over the years. So when we do get to the snow flying, which is unfortunately not too far away, there's certain things that we got to remember. So great to be here with Jeff at Eccles. Good to see you, pal.
Morning.
So we got, so Mercedes, these are higher end vehicles.
Yes.
But a lot of this stuff does come standard on vehicles.
Just about all of the vehicles now. If you've got anything that's, say, a 2018 and up, they pretty much all come with it, as a rule.
Backup camera. Okay, so that's a thing that I have on my car. A lot of the times what we forget to do, especially when you get the salts and grime on the roads, is wiping those cameras down.
Wipe the cameras down and clear the snow away. And it's not just the rear cameras. There's forward-facing camera. There's a leaf on the forward-facing camera on this car. But that's not the only camera. There's cameras in the bottoms of the mirrors that are all used to show for safety on the dash. So you have to spend that extra 10 minutes and clean off your car.
It's a pain in the butt, and I say it all the time, but I'm guilty of it just like anybody
So am
else.
I.
But if there's snow on top of this windshield and covering that camera, you're not going to be able to see through it.
Well, it's actually the vehicle that's looking through it, so no, the vehicle won't be able to look through it properly. Even as much as a misted up window inside, Subarus actually monitor how much humidity is on the windshield so that they're what they call eyesight, which is a forward-facing camera for lane departure or active braking. It's a safety system that's really important.
Okay, what's this down here, Jeff? What are these
Those
things?
are sonar sensors, and again, they're detecting something there, an object in front of you. If you're backing up, especially, we all have children, or a lot of us have children. You want to make sure that that stuff's out of the way. the bike on the road, the dog next door. So again, just take the time and make sure that all of those safety systems are brushed off of snow.
There's one here too.
That's a forward-facing camera that shows up on the dash.
That's on the dash too.
Yep.
So all of these things are sensors, right?
Yep.
So if you get snow, if you get ice all bunged up in this front grille, it's not going to be able to.
No,
to
and I'm
detect
not
that.
saying that you need to pull off the side of the 407 and clean them off, but when
Right.
you leave your house, okay, it's a wise idea to do that.
Any other winter maintenance tips that you like to share?
One thing that I'd like to share is make sure that you clean the cowl off and get your wipers all free. A lot of vehicles now have automatic wipers.
Right.
They have rain sensors, and they'll
So is
come
that just
on.
even just lifting those up and getting under?
Well, that's winter mode, right? You can
Right.
put them up like that, so then you can scrape your window off and not have to dig that out.
Do you like to do that? You know when people are lifting these up, if there's a storm coming or something like that?
Yes,
lift
I
those
do.
Up? You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Some vehicles you have to follow the owner's manual because they'll be down underneath the dash.
Oh, so it's hard.
Okay, so you have to figure out how to do it. But
clean
it
that
is
all up
told.
there.
But especially if it has automatic wipers, so you're bombing down the road and the wipers decide to come on and you haven't cleaned them out. We've fixed lots of wiper blades that are broken off.
Okay. Some good tips from Jeff and the gang here at Eccles. You don't got an electric vehicle too, do you? You don't
Me
have.
personally?
Yeah.
No, but my wife wants one.
Okay, and they're becoming more and more popular. I'm a card-carrying member. We'll get into electric vehicles, and you think there isn't any maintenance, but there's still a little bit of daily maintenance that you need to be doing, and we'll get into that. Come back.
I'm in love with my car.
Well, with gas prices going through the roof, you're seeing more and more people getting a little interested in fully electric vehicles. And the gang here at Eccles, actually, this is their service vehicle. Good to be back with Jeff. Taking a look. What's this? A Chevy Bolt?
This is the Bolt.
This is the Bolt.
The Bolt.
Fully
Electric. Yes.
fully electric.
Yes.
So I've had my Nissan Leaf for, I guess, 2 years now, and I love it. But there is still, you don't have to change the oil.
There's no oil to change to speak of. On
Right.
some of the transmissions, there are still serviceable lubricating fluids that need to be serviced.
Do you get intimidated working on these and all?
No, you just have to follow the safety procedures, and I've had the training, so.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you do need to service on an electric vehicle?
Well, on this, for instance, we've got the hood up. It still has a regular 12-volt battery. That battery is needed to start the vehicle.
This is separate than the battery itself that's actually running the vehicle.
Completely separate.
Because where's that battery?
It's underneath.
Underneath the vehicle. Okay.
Yep, underneath. Most times, some of them can be located in the trunk, but typically they want it because it's so heavy, they want it nice and low.
Okay, so you still need to be checking this.
Still needs the 12-volt battery. It still has a cooling system. So on this particular vehicle, it actually has 3 cooling systems. Okay, so one that gives you heat, one that's cooling the battery, one that's cooling the inverter. If you look, it still has a master cylinder because it's still using brake fluid there.
Okay, so where's the master cylinder?
The master cylinder's right here.
This right. This is in here. Okay.
It still has a lot of maintenance items. It just doesn't have a gas motor.
Right. So you don't have to be coming maybe as often for those oil changes, but you still need to be doing that annual.
Still need to be doing it. It's got wiper blades, as you can see. It still has brakes and tires. So with the brakes and tires, we also have a front end. So we have suspension. We have wheel bearings. All of that stuff that typically got looked at and serviced with a gasoline engine is still on a hybrid or a fully electric vehicle.
Are you seeing more and more of these coming through the shop?
Yes,
Are
yes.
you?
They are definitely becoming more popular. More hybrids because it's that transition, because the fully electrics weren't quite available, but they're coming online now.
The infrastructure there as far as the charging stations, and there is a bit of commitment to it too, because there is something called range anxiety, and I get that as well, because once you start seeing that range go down,
Yep.
it's different than going to your local gas station and filling up, because you first off have to find a charging station if you don't have one at home.
And
then
there
you
is
have
the
to-
time difference,
Yeah.
okay? Because you can fill up at a gas station. It usually takes you longer to figure out your credit card than it does to put the fuel in. But with these, it does take time to service the battery.
People are like, what do you say if somebody's coming and you're saying they're thinking about getting into electric vehicle compared to a gas-powered vehicle?
Basically, what I try and say is, what is your commute? What is your average drive?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're using it as a pickup truck or something like that, that technology isn't quite here yet. It's coming.
But it's neat that you use this to shuttle your customers around.
The hardest thing as a tech to get used to is when it comes in, it's fully silent. Okay?
Yeah.
It's quiet. It doesn't make any noise. So that's one of the things that we've found.
Good.
But
Got the peanut gallery over there, Bruce. He do okay? He's always got to get on somehow. Good seeing you, Bruce. Hey, great seeing you, pal. You too, Jeff, and the whole gang here at Eccles, because Old Man Winter is coming. Got to get the old ride ready to go.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.